Hello everyone, it's Tess and I'm going to do tip 195, and it probably sounds like I missed a few, but what I realized is when I was out of town last weekend, I was counting 10 numbers off. So I'm getting it caught up to what the actual number is today, which is 195. I figured I'd do a live as I'm going into lunch, and today I thought that I looked up, unrelated to group yesterday, I just looked up what is the single most important tip to have a happy, long life. And ironically, it was kind of talking about that it relates to having friendships and relationships and people that you can kind of share life with. And we did kind of talk about that yesterday in group. So I thought, what a perfect topic to talk about. I found an article, it kind of referred to American Psychological Association, Harvard, a couple of different places kind of gave information on testing groups of people to see who was happy and who wasn't, and what were the tricks and tips that the most happy, longest living people attributed it to. And what they said is friendships, and those friendships are family and friends, and the family and friends, those relationships even rated higher than marriages. They did say be very careful about the relationships because we can have frenemies, and those do cause stress, so they're not really the most beneficial relationships. But the American Psychological Association said for the best relationships to help release or reduce stress are people that you kind of exercise with, do sports with, pray with, go to church with, read with, listen to music with. There's a lot of outdoor music events these days. You can have massages, walk, meditate, come up with a creative hobby, do puzzles. I know my family, we actually, pre-COVID, we would plan, whoever was interested, and we would go do like Christmas, we would do some kind of Christmas picture or painting at the local Joanne store. But we always found activities to do. My mom, my sister, and I actually did what's called free motion embroidery, and it was like making patches using your sewing machine. So there's always creative hobbies and things you can do, and it is kind of fun because we'd compete with each other to see who was best. And of course, I'm going to say mine was best, but then my sister would tell you hers was. And then my niece will tell you she had to fix all of our stuff. And in my case, she did. But it did make me think about that. Maybe that's why we have so many struggles recently, is that people haven't been able to cultivate the relationships they once had. And now that we're getting back out, if we just remember, do the things that you can enjoy with the people that are around you. If you've lost some people through this time, maybe reach out and get involved in some groups that can help you with what your goals are in life. We all know I'm involved with Doc V's challenge, and we all know I'm involved with Chris Nagel's events. I think that getting involved with people that have similar interests with you can expand your group of people and actually expand your knowledge and opportunities to do new, exciting things. They did actually give pointers on the things you should avoid at all costs, because they will probably damage your friendships and relationships. And they were gambling, shopping, smoking, drinking, eating, and we all go out to eat, video games, surfing the internet, and the television 2+ hours. And I'm going to say I agree with really pretty much all of those. We know surfing the internet and shopping really just causes us financial problems. Gambling, that's obvious problems too. Smoking and drinking, we know about that. And 2 hours on the internet. I will say the thing I'm proud of myself for in this past year is that I've used my time to study and to learn and to grow. And I'm grateful that I had Doc V and Chris Nagel, and they were able to introduce us to what they have learned, and also introduce us to people or mentors that they have learned through, our books that they've learned through, so that I actually still have a bin with books, and it's funny, as one of them will mention a book they read, I'll go pull it out of the bin, because inevitably I already own it, and I'll put it to the top to read, because if it spoke to somebody that I respect, then it probably would be something that would be nice for me to get on the agenda a little sooner than later. It says that if you are spending money, the one thing to do about spending money is spend money on someone else. There's a greater reward and a greater comfort and a greater relief of loneliness if you spend money doing something for somebody else. And we all know that. I think that's why a lot of us do volunteer projects, because helping another person feels good. It just makes your life more meaningful, and it allows you to leave an impact on somebody that they don't even ever have to tell you, but you did something in a positive way. And I do think that that's heartwarming. It did kind of point out that you do want to look for the activities that will nurture and develop your relationships, because loneliness can be disabling. And if you're not face-to-face being able to communicate with each other, you will still have some loneliness, because there is something about that contact to be able to see each other face-to-face. And it does say, try to recognize your frenemies faster, because they will only add anxiety and stress to your life. So try to, if you recognize that somebody's truly not your friend and not there to back you, then maybe you have to narrow that and limit it, because you don't want to add to stress to your life. So just as a quick go over again, this article, and it kind of referred to Psychology Today, Harvard, and a couple other places, the single most important tip to do today to live a long, happy life is to develop, establish, and strengthen your friendships and your family relationships. They've said this is even more important than marriage. The best possible ways to release stress is to do activities with your friends and family, which are exercise, sports, praying, church services, reading, music, friends, massage, walk, meditate, creative in Joanne or Hobby Lobbies, puzzles, anything like that. Somebody pointed out something in group yesterday. Even going to a church service, if you are a very strong volunteer in a church service and you're feeling not as connected right now, maybe visit somewhere else so that somebody can come to you and give you some time and return to you what you've given to others, depending on where you're at right now, where you're feeling in your life. So I will do a quick overview of what they say is not a good thing to do with your friends, and we probably all know this already. Gambling, shopping, smoking, drinking, eating, video games, surfing, and internet for 2+ hours. And it's just kind of pointing out that those friendships, those family members, building your circle of people with like ideas and like hobbies and interests can help to stimulate conversations, thoughts, and a feeling of inclusion. So if you haven't, maybe you want to join a new sport, or maybe you want to join a new group. Like I said, Doc V's and Chris Noggles are great ones to get involved in. Meditate, build puzzles, join a local gym if that's something you're comfortable with at this point, but do something to connect with people. It's been a while, and a little bit of time with people is great. I've just started getting out again myself, and it's been wonderful. And soon I'll be seeing somebody who's on here in one of the coming days soon. So thank you. Have a beautiful day. And if it's your lunchtime too, have a great one.